sorry I'm being so negative. I'm a bummer. I don't know. I shouldn't be. I'm a very, lucky guy. I got a lot going for me. I'm healthy, I'm relatively young, I'm white, which thank God for that shit, boy. That is a huge leg up. Are you kidding me? Oh, God, I love being white. I really do. Seriously, if you're not white, you're missing out because this shit is thoroughly good. But let me be clear, by the way. I'm not saying that white people are better. I'm saying that being white is clearly better. Who could even argue? If it was an option, I would re-up every year. Oh, yeah, I'll take white again. Absolutely. I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to stick with white. Thank you. Here's how great it is to be white. I could get in a time machine and go to any time, and it would be fucking awesome when I get there. That is exclusively a white privilege. Black people can't fuck with time machines. A black guy in a time machine's like, hey, if you before 1980, no thank you, I don't want to go. But I can go to any time. The year 2, I don't even know what was happening then. But I know when I get there, welcome, we have a table right here for you, sir. Thank you. Oh, it's lovely here in the year 2. I can go to any time. In the past, I don't want to go to the future and find out what happens to white people because we're going to pay hard for this shit. You got to know that. They're not going to just fall from number 1 to 2. They're going to hold us down and fuck us in the ass forever. And we totally deserve it. But for now, find out what happens to white people because we're going to pay hard for this shit. You got to know that. They're not going to just fall from number 1 to 2. They're going to hold us down and fuck us in the ass forever. And we totally deserve it. But for now, future and find out what happens. I can go to any time. In the past, I don't want to go to the future and find out what happens to white people because we're going to pay hard for this shit. You got to know that. They're not going to just fall from number 1 to 2. They're going to hold us down and fuck us in the ass forever. And we totally deserve it. But for now, in the past, I don't want to go to the future. I can go to any time. In the past, I don't want to go to the future and find out what happens to white people because we're going to pay hard for this shit. You got to know that. They're not going to just fall from number 1 to 2. They're going to hold us down and fuck us in the ass forever. And we totally deserve it. But for now,
right, Shalom, with the Brothers of Great Millstone Church here in Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, you brothers out there laboring in his work, as well as you believe it's the Akim and the Aqua, the brothers and sisters alike that subscribe to this truth as well. So yeah, we back in spirit and power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. And the title of this sitting is going to be Prepare Slaughter for His Children. All right, because the so-called white man that you see walking around here on the planet Earth is not just randomly here. You know, they're here for a purpose. They're pretty much on the scene of the crime to be judged for the atrocities and crimes committed by their forefathers, which, by the way, they are their forefathers, man. You know? So in this lesson right here, we're going to pretty much feature reincarnation, and we're going to show you that there's a method to reincarnation. You know? Reincarnation is not just some diabolical idea we teach, you know, for shock value. No, it's biblical, all right? Which reincarnation is a stumbling block. This is one of the reasons why you so-called Christians out there are not able to, you know, come into the full understanding of the scriptures. Nevertheless, this is a method by Yahweh Shema Shah in order to bring about judgment, all right? You got a precept?
Yeah, Khan. This is Job 4, and I'm starting verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity.
Right, they that plow iniquity. See, give me Galatians 6 and 7. Go ahead.
They that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same.
Right. So if you plow iniquity, meaning when you take a glimpse into history, you hear the stories. Right. Esau wreaked havoc on the nation of Israel, man. You heard the stories of the lynchings and the castrations. You know, this guy Claude Neal, which through the Spirit, you know, we might go into that. You know, along with other guys. I don't know how true this is, but I had got some information I showed y'all about what his name?
Nat Turner.
Nat Turner. They said, you know, it's documented that they cut him up and dismembered him, but they said these devils turned this, you know, they turned him into a brew. Yeah. So they ate him, and, you know. So that's plowing iniquity, man. A lot of those devils that committed those heinous crimes, right? They died peacefully. You know, they died in the comfort of their own home, with their children, their families surrounding them, and they seemed to die in peace. And it seemed that there was no judgment, right? But guess what? Yahweh Shema Shah is all about judgment. You give me that Psalms real quick, and you go back to what you got. Give me what you got.
Because this book of Galatians 6 and verse 7, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. Yep. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So yeah, these devils sow a lot of destruction. You know, they sow a lot of atrocities. You know, we read about the treacherous acts, the ill dinners of the children of Israel, man. There's a lot of stuff that you'll be hard pressed to even repeat, man. You know, certain things that they did to us, man. Oh, which is a lot of things that we are not even hip to, that we're gonna learn about in the kingdom, man, that these devils did, right? But they sold that, right, and they're gonna reap the same. So that goes in the reincarnation as well, if you can receive it. All right. So yeah, give me what you got.
Yeah, this Psalm 89:14. Yep. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne.
Right. Justice and judgment is the habitation of the throne of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right. Meaning this is the very essence of the throne of the Lord. It's centered around justice and judgment. And see, when you come into that understanding right there, that brings comfort, man. You know, you got a lot of jakes that's messed up right now. You know, like these celebrities. They all messed up, man. Oh, some came out with this guy, Steph Curry, and another one of them athletes. They said the hell with Trump. You know, they just come, you know, but they speaking out of emotions. You know, Jake fed up, man. You know, these different celebrities. You got Kevin Durant, he got emotional, so he ain't even playing ball no more. You know, they being moved by emotions. We being moved by rationale. See, but we comforted because we know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We know that there's a justice. We know that there's a just power, man. And he's going to actually step in on our behalf. He's going to make inquisition on behalf of the children of Israel, starting with the elect. All right? And judgment is going to be brought forth. See, you got something else?
No, I ain't got
nothing. You got something? All right. So now let's go to Isaiah 14. Yeah. So what you're witnessing right now with the so-called white man and his kingdom beginning to falter, everything spiraling out of control on all levels, man. You know, the dollar. Oh, if you want, we could probably get that information. You know, shout out to the brother Nathan Yabasap. He sent us a link, some information we'll probably bring out through the Spirit. You know, on all levels, this man kingdom is faltering. Matter of fact, since you got it, go ahead and pull it up before we get into the scripture.
All right, yeah, this is from Yahoo.com. So like finance.yahoo.com.
Yeah, finance, right?
And this came out today.
Yeah, so this is fresh off the press, man. This is current events. Again, which this is what we was raised up to do. The scriptures say, watch, you know. It also tells you in Habakkuk, I will stand upon my watch and see what I should answer when I am reproved. So, you know, we're able to take these current events and filter them through the scriptures. And it's all done in an effort to bring comfort. All right. You know, in the fact that this man and his grip of power, his reign of terror has finally reached its end, man. See? Go ahead.
This is from Yahoo. It says the U.S. economy is officially in recession.
Yep, the U.S. economy is officially in recession, man. And when you consider America was built on finance and trade. Matter of fact, you'll give me that, Ezekiel. This is what America was built on. You know, everything America. See, when you go back into the ancient world, you know, you had certain systems, barter systems. You know, you had probably livestock. You know, you probably had certain minerals, and you would trade off. You know, America has shrunk everything into dollars. That's why when you read the scriptures where it say, matter of fact, give me that as well. I think that's is that Ecclesiastes? Not Ecclesiastes, but I think it may be Psalms. It said
What does it say?
talk about the eagle. Is that Proverbs? Was put not your trust in winged eagle.
Oh yeah.
23.
Yeah, I think it is 23.
In right 3 or something like that.
Yep. Let's see. I think that's 17. Is it 23 or start 4 or 5, something like that?
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's the book of
So
Proverbs.
before you get that right, America has shrunk everything into paper dollars, into money. You know, that ain't how you supposed to do business, man. You should have land. You should have livestock. You know, your trade should be enough for you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Esau shrunk everything into this rat race of money. Yep. That's why the scripture say this. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the book of Proverbs 23 and verse 4. It says, labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom, without set thine eyes upon that which is not.
And they're talking about these paper dollars. Because these FRNs, these Federal Reserve notes, is no substance to it. It's not bagged by anything. It's just a piece of paper, man. You know, and to add insult to injury, it got your slave master's face on it, man. You see Jake on Instagram and shit with the money on their ear. You know what I mean? But they labor for that, which is not. Go ahead.
It says, for riches certainly make themselves wings.
And that's the spirit, because when you look at these paper dollars, it actually got the eagle on it. You know what I mean? They make of themselves wings. Go ahead.
It says they fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
See that? As an eagle toward heaven. See that? What verse was that?
5.
Okay, yeah.
We started at 3, being at desires of dainties.
That's, yep.
This Proverbs 23 and verse 3. Be not desirous of dainties, for they are deceitful meat.
Right. So that money, that's talking about this money. Be not desirous of his dainties, because they are deceitful meat. This paper dollar is deceitful, right? Go ahead.
It says, labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not?
Yep, again, which is money. Go ahead.
For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Right. So now give me what you got?
Yeah, this Ezekiel 17 and 4. It said he cropped off the top of his young twigs and carried it into a land of traffic.
Jump up.
All right, Con, this is
I saw an eagle.
Yeah, Con. Yeah, this is Ezekiel 17 and 3. It said, and say, thus said the Lord power, a great eagle.
A great eagle, go ahead.
With great wings, long wing full of feathers, which had diverse colors, came into Lebanon and took the highest branch of the cedar.
Now, when you just simplify it, that eagle is symbolic to the so-called white man. And he took the highest branch of the cedar. That's dealing with Israel. All right? He didn't take it by the roots. He took the end of it. You know, and that links up with Revelation, where it's a third part of the, you know, tail. The tail deals with the end part of something. And the highest part of the tree deals with the end. The root is your forefathers. All right. So he took the highest part of the cedar, which also is symbolic to we was the greatest nation amongst all the trees. See, go ahead.
It said he cropped out the top of his young twigs and carried it into a land of traffic.
And we was carried into a land of traffic, which is America. All right, go ahead.
He said it in a city of merchants.
In a city of merchants. So America was built upon buying and selling. That's what this place is built upon. So now with that established, now let's get this information.
I said the U.S. economy is officially in recession.
See, so you see what that shows, that America is on a downward spiral, man, because it's built upon finance. This is the land of merchants. This is the city of traffic, which, by the way, when you go into the word traffic, if I'm not mistaken, it goes into trade in business. It goes into business, you know? So pretty much by America being in a recession officially, that means that this place is officially out of here. It's known, medical term is known as CDC, circling the drain. You know what I mean? America is on the damn life support, right? So go ahead. Is there something you want to read into that?
Yeah, it says the National Bureau of Economic Research said Monday that the COVID-19 crisis has officially launched the U.S. economy into a recession, thus ended the longest economic expansion on record. And it says the The committee said that it had determined that the economic activity had peaked in February, citing sharp drops in employment and personal consumption.
Well, hold up. That was a time where these same devils had a strong grip on the planet Earth, and they was proud. Oh, you know, it's a picture circulating. You got the Edomite chick saying, "Don't you wish you was white?"
Yep.
See that? That was devil. But now this is a shameful. Give me shameful spewing real quick, and hold me Psalms. That's good over here.
Okay, kind.
Hold me Psalms 6 and 10. Hold that and give me shameful spewing. You know, because these same devils that's walking around now that's being put to shame, because all these nations is pretty much making mockery of Esau, man. You know, this man he's being made bare. You know, and his fall from grace is being publicized for everybody to see. You know, whereas in times past, this devil in his pride, he thumbed his nose up. He puffed at all his competitors, if you will. You know? So give me what you got real quick.
Okay, this is the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 16. Thou art filled with shameful glory.
Right, they're filled with shame for glory. See? Go ahead.
Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Oh, see? They being made bare. Case in point. Do you know these devils, you can actually Google the national debt clock? That's embarrassing, man. If somebody knew that you was in the red, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, your credit card. If everybody knew, damn, you overdraft 300, you know what I mean, or whatever. Everybody don't supposed to know that, what I'm saying. Everybody don't supposed to know what's in your wallet, right? But guess what? This devil has been laid wide open. Everybody, you could go right now and Google the national debt clock. You'll see that this man is in debt, man. He's laden with thick clay. Continue.
Continuing on, it says, the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Right, so his glory. This is supposed to be the time where these devils supposed to be glorying. You know, after they have wreaked havoc on the planet Earth and they pursued the power where they love nothing but bloodshed and carnage and the wake, they're supposed to be celebrating. But right now, that glory that they're supposed to be basking in is being replaced by shame, man. And let's show you how bad Yahweh Shema Shai. And these the same devils who boasted in their glory being brought back for this moment. We're going to show you that. Give me Psalm 6 and 10.
This Psalm chapter 6 and 10. Let all my enemies be ashamed.
See? Let all my enemies be ashamed. Go ahead.
And sore vexed. Let them return.
Oh. Let them what?
Return.
That's reincarnation, man. Right? So the same devils that was proud, boasting, you know, going back to what they call it, the glory.
Yeah. Fabulous 50s.
Yeah, the Fabulous 50s. That's a hell of a name, man. The Fabulous 50s, you know, where they pretty much set their mark on the planet Earth, you know. Well, guess what? Now them same devils have returned. What that's going into all of you who don't believe in reincarnation. Read this again.
God, the Psalm 6 and 10. Let all my enemies be ashamed and sore vexed. Let them return and be ashamed suddenly.
Woo! Let them return and be ashamed suddenly, man. So that's another scripture that supports the idea of reincarnation right there. All right? Because these devils are vexed and they are returning. You know, Lord will, we might pull up a little footage of, you got certain lawmakers out there that's coming out publicly saying, you know, they have a problem with these relics, these statues commemorating Andrew Jackson and, you know, being taken down. They vexed, man. You know, they can see their kingdom falling, man. All right? Yep, go ahead.
This is Job 8 and 22. They that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught.
Right, and that's the way the Lord go about his business, man. You know, before, give me Proverbs 16. You know, before, you know, somebody be brought low, they are exalted, you know, and they know they got this proud countenance, only to be brought to shame. You know, equivalent to you tripping up at your graduation, man, because you walking on the stage and, you know, you going even to get your shit, you got this pride, and you trip up, man. All right, that's Esau. Come on, man. It's the most embarrassing shit, right? Yeah, go ahead.
This Proverbs 16 and 18.
You fall in the band. You know what I mean? Symbols and shit. Go ahead.
This Proverbs 16 18. Pride go up before discretion.
Right. And right now, Esau is at the height of his pride, being spearheaded by who? Trump, man. Okay, because the scriptures tell you, matter of fact, you give me that Ecclesiastes 10.
Oh, Sirach 10 ain't it? Yep.
Yep, Ecclesiastes, yep. Because the scriptures say pride go before destruction. So the Lord is somewhat giving you a chronological order, showing you before this man fall, he was going to be at the height of his pride.
Yep.
And it also tells you that, what's that? Is that Psalms 73?
Yep.
Get that.
That's about to change. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this Sirach 10 and 2, it said, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is.
Which is a proud up Trump, right? And that's the manner of Trump. This guy's pride solidified. Go ahead.
Such are all they that dwell therein.
Right, so Esau, this is the height of Esau's pride. You can look at these devils' face, man, that whole mega, which they not wearing them hats no more all of a sudden. You know? But you see them devils made one last attempt, you know, at the kingdom.
Yep.
You know, and they kind of gave themselves little pep talks, and you know, they was like, you know, trying to snap themselves together. Let's pull ourselves together and gather the troops. No, man, this is written, man, in infamy that Yahweh Shema Shai has sanctioned your fall. All right, and it's a shameful fall, man. See, you won't appreciate this moment if you don't really have a feel for history. Like these devils and their pride, how they took down. They took down Gad. You got to understand, Gad and Reuben was fighting these devils back, man. You know, and them devils. Going back to 7 A.D. Them devils put up the goddamn the Ark of Titus, commemorating. They got coins, minute coins, commemorating when they took down Israel, man. And they took out all the, the vessels, the precious vessels of the temple, man. And they got that shit commemoration, like, yeah, we triumphed. We took down Israel, man. That's pride, man. All right. But when you understand all that and you see the state these devils in now, scrambling, man, coming up with all these different plots, storylines and narratives, all this swarm of activity and effort to try. And the scripture talk about that too. Though they wave, do they roar and wave? You're still going to be taken out of the way, man. All right. So go ahead, continue with that.
All right, Con. It says.
Unless you have to preach something.
Oh no. It says that unwise king destroy his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Right. So the scripture said, as the manner of the ruler of the city is, so are his people. Right. So now go back to Proverbs 16.
Con. This back Proverbs chapter 16 and 18. It said, "Pride go up before discretion." So
Trump is the poster child for Esau right now. The Lord ain't got to go interview each motherfucker and say, "Oh, he proud. Oh, he proud." This guy is the figurehead for Esau right now. See, he represents Esau. So that's that pride that the Lord talked about. And you know what's soon to come to follow? Go ahead.
It says, "Pride go up before discretion, and a haughty spirit before a fall."
Right, before a fall, because the Lord has exalted this. Give me, though you exalted yourself. The Lord has exalted this man. He's been the king of the hill. Now, you consider a mountain, right? When you go up a mountain, when you get to the top of that mountain, you got no room for error. When you're at the top of a mountain, you can't be making all that noise. Esau's at the top of the mountain, moving and making all this noise, and you do the fall. Matter of fact, you give me that real quick in Psalms, you know what I want right there, right?
Come, this is the book of Psalm 73 verse 6. Therefore, pride compassed them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment.
Like you said, it said pride compassing about as a chain, meaning what they bound by pride, man. All this wickedness, matter of fact, Bible show you can jump up on that because it further explains why they proud, man. You know, you got
Come, this is the book of Psalm 73, and I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
And as you can see, these devils pretty much haven't got touched yet, man. That's why the scripture also calls this place the virgin daughter of Babylon, man. Esau really haven't had no type of adversity come his way, man. You know, you say he had any type of wars, that was Esau on Esau, man. You know, any type of adversity, it really haven't came his way. Keep going.
It says, therefore pride compassed them as a chain.
See, that was pride, because ain't that how torn yet, man. That's why I said, therefore the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in do evil, because ain't that came torn yet, man. And that's why you see the pride of these devils now, man. They feel like they can beat your ass and all right, calm down, nigga, and do it again, man.
Yeah.
You know, they bound by it. You know, when you ain't changed, you can't go nowhere. That's you down, man. And that's why pride is one of the characteristics of Esau. When it says something about pride, when it say the proud waters, that
Proud ways.
yeah, proud. That's Esau.
That's
man.
Esau.
You know what I mean? You know?
That's not dealing with nobody. When you come across that pride, that's dealing with Esau in most cases.
Yep.
You'll get that too. The 16th, the Lord, give me probably
Yep.
the 16. Yep. Continue right here.
It says,
Real quick, you made a good point. Like they have been touched. And that's why America is known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. Now you might say, well, hold up. What about the Twin Towers? Where they touched themselves? They was masturbating. She a virgin.
That's it. Yep.
She was playing with herself, man. She touched herself. All these different, what they call it, domestic terrorism. We had Homeland Security, right? Well, you go to Las Vegas, the shoot, all these different, what they call it over there with the school, Sandy Hook.
Yep. Boston bombing.
Boston bombings, the marathon. Come on, man. That was Esau touching herself, man. That was the virgin daughter touching herself. But guess what? The Lord the nation gonna run a train on them, man. The real talk. That's why the scripture says she opened her quiver to every arrow. The missiles is arrows. That's the
That's it.
Hey.
That's it.
Yeah, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And who's she gonna cry to? You go to do the run.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah, see?
That's it.
Yep, go ahead. Huh?
It says, therefore pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment.
Right. You take a glimpse in their history, it's riddled with violence. Like the footage, I'm tempted to play the footage, man. But she talking about some we have done good things. It's not just all been slavery. Well, what have you done? Mention what you did, man. Esau, man, I challenge any of you Edomites out there, what have you done, man? Real talk. Name me one thing that you have done that for the betterment of the planet Earth or the nations. Everything you've done it brought about death, man, in the long run.
Yep.
You know, you got something?
Yeah, kind of. This is the book of Psalms 14 and verse 3. They are all going aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one.
They're not one. No, not one of them. All right, that have done good, man. Everything that they contributed to the planet Earth was all centered around wickedness, and that's what they was created for. It tells you that in what's that, Proverbs 16 chapter? The Lord created all things for Himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. So whenever evil rests here on the planet Earth, the so-called white man is somewhere around. You know, he's behind it. All right. So you might say, well, hold up. What about a drive-by between two gangs? Well, where they get the guns from? All right. So you got something?
You the Proverbs.
Oh no, hold on. I thought you finished over there.
Yeah, come on, finish.
Okay. Hold that Psalm 73 though. I think it's more over there. I don't know if we read the point yet. I said them slip.
That verse 18.
Okay. Yep. We'll go down to that. Hold that. Go ahead.
This Proverbs 6 and 16. These 6 things do the Lord hate. Yeah, 7 are an abomination unto Him.
Now hold up. The Lord said there's 6 things He hates. Then He says 7 is an abomination. What that's going into? That means this is what the Lord completely hates.
Yep.
Which whole Malachi on there. So let's find out what the Lord completely hates. Go ahead.
It says a proud look.
A proud look. That's dealing with Esau, man. All right, go ahead.
A lying tongue.
Who else that's dealing with? That's dealing with Esau. The scriptures tell you that you of your father the devil, he was a liar. He's a liar and the father of it. And the truth of bold not in him. What Cain did? Cain lied right off the bat. You know, when he was confronted with a simple question, he lied, man. It's built in him. It's woven in his DNA. See, so the Lord said he had a proud look, a lying tongue. Go ahead.
Them hands that shed innocent blood.
Hands that shed innocent blood. That's Esau, man. That's 3, right? Esau. We can go into the history. We ain't even got to go into any in-depth analysis, man. You know, just type up any period piece, you know. 12 years of slave. Go ahead.
It said in the heart that devises wicked imaginations.
Right, the chip and other as such as other things. Their heart goes into their secret council where they sit up until the wee hours of the morning figuring out how to cause mischief, man. See? Go ahead.
Feet that be swift to run into mischief.
Right. You over here in America on the other side of the globe, but somehow you're in the Middle East. Somehow you got all these different embassies and military bases all over the place, man. That's feet that's swift to run to evil. Go ahead.
God, it says a false witness that speak of lies.
Right, a false witness that speak of lies. And you seeing that unfold more and more with this demonization of Israel. And not just that, man, when you go back, plenty of cases, man, a lot of Jakes was hung and houses burnt down because these devils created a fucking lie, man. All right, when you go into over in the Middle East, the war on terror, that was created by a lie, man. And the war that's going to be waged against Israel, that's going to be centered around a lie. You go back to 64 AD with Nero, that was centered around a lie, man. All right, that's dealing with who? Fucking so-called white man. See, go ahead.
It says, in him that sow of discord among brethren.
Now, are you not calling yourself so-called Negroes and Latinos? That's sowing discord amongst brethren, man. So who's responsible for it? Esau did that. Esau told you wasn't Israelites. That's sowing discord. Because a cord symbolizes your lineage, your line. And they stepped in and broke your line off. That's that discord, man. You know, you take a cord and you cut it. That's what you devil responsible for. See, go ahead.
That was the point.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
So what? So those are some things that the Lord, which equals up to who? Esau.
Let's say something too. He completely wicked.
Yeah, he completely
He
wicked.
completely wicked.
Yep. Everything about him. It wasn't like Lord said, okay, those two things, those three things, and you're all right with the rest. Everything about him, his complete character was off in the eyes of Yahweh Shema. You know, when you read Revelation, like the 2nd and 3rd chapter, the Lord talking to the churches, he found some good, bad things, but he did find some good things. You know? Not with Esau, man. In the assessment, evaluation of you devils, you're going to come, like Kabul, man. Kabul said, man, look, man, we got to get rid. He said, Kabul said, we got to stop playing games. It's time to stop playing games and get rid of the problem, man. All right? Why? Because upon further examination, you see that this is the devil, man. All right? And there's no rehabilitator. He is who he is. See? So that was it right there. Now give me, let's go back here to, precept.
Or you want that Malachi?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, give me that, Salaki.
I come. This is the book of Malachi 1 and verse 2. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
That's plain. Those are two extremes. The Lord don't straddle the fence, man. There's no gray area with your Yahweh Shema shot. It's either or, man. The Lord decisive, man. So he loved Jacob, and he hate Esau. And so the scriptures don't contradict themselves. The Lord went into it in depth. He gave you, he went into it right here why he really hate Esau, because he gave, the characteristics of it. But it all goes back to Esau, So the Lord really set this man up for a major fall, a major collapse. And this is a beautiful piece of work on the Lord. The Lord set him up. Matter of fact, let's get that. The Lord did surely set him up. Psalm 17:18.
Go ahead.
Yep.
This is the book of Psalm 17, verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places.
Yeah, the Lord set them in slippery places. Again, when you consider a mountain, these devils boasting, you be the king of the hill. Well, that's right, you are. You at the top of a mountain, and you ain't got no room for error. The Lord sits you in a slippery place. Read that again.
It says, surely thou didst set them in slippery places.
Go ahead.
Thou castest them. Thou castest them down into destruction.
Yeah, the Lord going to cast them down into destruction. And that's what you're witnessing right now. Do you understand Esau falling from the mountain now? That symbolizes them their laws and stirring shit up. And they also reaching. You get a motherfucker to fall, he reaching for everything. And that's what they doing, man. But what's so bad about the Lord, they're going to fall. They're going to fall right under our feet. Give me Psalms 18, is it? And 38?
Yeah, I think that is. Let's see. Yep.
Show you how bad the Lord is. They're going to fall under our feet. They ain't going to just fall. They're going to fall into their rightful place. Order going to be restored once more, man. Okay, we're going to be set up, and you devils going to be put where you're supposed to be, man. As service. Matter of fact, give me that too. Ecclesiastes, I think it's 10 and 7. This is what I want.
Yeah, this is This is Psalm 18:38. I have warned them that they were not able to rise.
See that? The Lord warned you, devils, you're not able to rise. You're not going to come up out of this, man. Even though you set up this elaborate plan to crash the dollar and hopefully somehow, and you really won't walk. See, because you got to remember, that's their attribute. And that's why I forget which one of them bankers, banking elites made the statement that it's best to bow when blood runs in the street, man. So they're all about war. So they want to encourage war. But it's like one last gamble. Like, you know, man, you got this, you down to this last little, but throw the chips in. Let's see what happens. That's where you devils at, man. So the Lord have warned you can't rise again. It's not going to go back to the same. You got these locker rooms, and that's just low level, like Drew Brees and Louis. Them niggas gonna whoop Drew Brees' ass if they ever get back in the locker room, you know? Again, Kevin Durant, he don't want to. And the reason why I'm throwing up sports, because bread and circus play a big part of America too. No, niggas say that, yeah, man, sports is the bridge to bring everybody together, you know? And that was, you know, but it's set up to dumb you down, man. Right? So that's not going to happen, among other things. All right, go ahead.
God, this Psalm 18:38 again. It said, I have warned them that they were not able to rise.
Yep.
They are falling under my feet.
See, they have fallen. These devils going to fall. They ain't going to just hit the ground. The Lord going to work, or they're going to fall under our feet. Meaning they're going to fall. You're going to look up. Damn, you're going to be under our feet, man. That's where the Lord going to place you devils in your rightful. You're going to fall into your rightful lot. Okay? Right. That's why the scripture talk about surely the things turned up. Matter of fact, give me that. Ecclesiastes, real quick. We at 10.
Okay. This is the book
you can get that if you want.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
So the so-called white man was really designed to be a servant, man. You know, when he's so any emotion, he turned red. You know, he's inferior to us. Like, just say motherfucker steal an apple. You come up, who stole the apple? This motherfucker started turning red. No, that's power. We know we got the power over you, man. We see you, man. We can see through you, man. You know, read that again.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses. And
that's dealing with Israel. Oh, well, not Salaki, that's dealing with Esau. They the servants that's on horses. Horses symbolizes power. So you got servants and power right now. Who have seen such a thing? Go ahead.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Yep.
He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it. And whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. Right.
So Esau is going to fall into the very pit that he dug, which is going to really go into World War III. Because you got a lot of niggas who like to say, yeah, I'm calling you niggas, man. Like over here in Atlanta. Why would the Lord have to use missiles? The Lord can use lightning bolts. Man, you know why the Lord going to overthrow this devil and cast him down by way of missiles and war? Because that's the way he came into power. That's his blessing, man. You know, they got a saying like in basketball, you live by the three, you die by the three. You know, you revert to your blessing. You know, you're gonna die with your blessing. You're gonna lean toward your attribute. So this devil gonna go out in a hell of gunfire, so to speak. All right, in the form of World War III. So give me what you got.
All right, kind of Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Yeah, so everything turned upside down right now. And that's what the Lord is coming back to bring order on the planet Earth. All right, we coming into a time of righteousness, and we can't even really fathom that. We speak about it, but we ain't got, these bodies can't contain what the Lord got prepared for. That's why we're gonna need them new bodies, man. Experiencing righteousness, was that the devil? You know, and when he be around, he's gonna be fucking getting his ass whooped, you know, till those 1,000 years is up. But the scriptures tell you, I think that's 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, new heavens and new earth where righteousness dwell. And that proves that Esau have no part in that because he's the wicked, man. So how can righteousness dwell? You leave one Edomite in a back house, and that nigga, it'll be like a movie. You know how like you thought you thought the boogeyman was dead, then his little son in the back, like, oh shit, part two. No, it ain't gonna be that, man. We're gonna get rid of each and every one. He's in the back house creating a damn idol, you know, to worship this shit. So we gonna get rid of you devils, man. All right. And that's Obadiah the 18th verse.
Yep.
So you got something?
Nah, I was going
Okay, now let's go back to Isaiah.
Yeah, all right, come. All right, yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 14. All right, and 1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel."
So now you see the two parties right there. Me and Timmy, that don't pique your interest, man. Let's just say if you're a new casual person, this, or even if you've been in the truth, you mean to tell me Jacob, when you hit something like that, that don't pique your interest, man? See what I'm saying? That's the two main characters, man. They symbolize righteous. That symbolizes righteousness and wickedness, man. Matter of fact, are you gonna give me that 2 and 2?
Oh, one against another.
Yes, sir. So it's two extremes. You know, you have a negative and a positive. You have right, you have left. You have up, you have down. You have light, you have darkness. You have truth, you have lies. You have war, you have peace. See? And then you have Jacob and you have Esau. Go ahead.
God, this is Sirach, Ecclesiastes 33 and 14. Good is set against evil.
See? Go ahead.
And life against death.
Yep.
So is the godly against the sinner,
Yep.
and the sinner against the godly.
Yep, the godly against the sinner against the godly. See that? Go ahead.
So look upon all the works of the Most High.
So this is a work of the Most High, man. This is the way the Lord created. You can't question this. No, you had Jacob said, "Well, is it?" So I had a brother, and he was sincere. The brother was sincere. If you're watching the video, I know he was sincere, but he said, "Don't Jake hate each other too?" I did a video about Jake and Esau hate. Well, yeah, but that's a curse. That's in Deuteronomy 28 and 54. That's evil eye. That's a curse right there, right? But the grand scheme of things, Israel is a righteous nation, and that righteousness really come through the elect. See, what we coming to find out, the more you come into this. Matter of fact, you give me what's that 4 and 18?
Clear.
Yeah. The more you in this thing and you waking up, the more you see that really is about the elect. The elect symbolizes the righteousness of Israel. That, you know, because in the eyes of the Lord, they righteous, you know, which we pray that we number the most that precious. Give me that real quick.
This is Proverbs 4 and 18. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more until the perfect day.
Yeah, so the more we stay in this thing, things get a little clearer. You know, when you first wake up, you groggy, but around noon, you see everything. So the Lord is showing us clearer and clearer that this thing really about the elect. The righteousness of Israel is through the elect. And that righteousness is granted by Yahweh by Shema Shah. Just read Revelation the 14th chapter. It's not as if we squeak it clean, you know, as the works of the flesh. You know, we all got shortcomings, but in the eyes of Yahweh by Shema Shah, we righteous, you know. So this is that good, which symbolizes Israel, but it's the elect of the nation of Israel. See? Then you got Esau on the other hand. That's wicked. All the more, because darkness, you ever notice darkness is dark. Everything is you know, it's just darkness, you know. Go ahead.
God, verse 15.
Because if it was what the scripture we just read, there's none of them that do. No, not one. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 15, it says, "So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two or two, one against another."
Yep, see that? And this is a work of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right? So now let's go back over here.
God, this back Isaiah 14 and 1 again. It said, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel."
That's plain right there, man. Like vocab and all these different guys who and they feeble attempts to try to somehow, you know, offset what the scriptures say, man. It say what it say, man. So okay, they like to frame things and isolate it to a certain time period. No, man, this is a prophecy. Okay, Isaiah was a prophet, and when you read like Jeremiah, Isaiah, in most cases they prophesy. Now they do speak about current, you know, times, you know, their contemporaries, or you might hear them mention certain kings and certain things. But you have discernment, right? Which that's what Proverbs the first chapter is all about, giving discernment to the simple. You guys don't got that. You can't read the scriptures and say, you know what? Oh, that hadn't happened yet. This must be a foreshadowing. Like Isaiah the second chapter. You know? Go ahead.
God, it says, "And will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob."
Right. So what's that? They'll say that those strangers right there is talking about other nations. But those strangers are talking about, for an example, let's say like me, when I heard the apostles, I joined to them. I cleaved to them. I was a stranger. I was strange to the commonwealth, the promises of Israel. I didn't know it was an inheritance for me.
Yep.
I just thought I was just gonna be a nigga and try to come across some money.
Yep.
I didn't know that was an inheritance for me. That would made me a stranger. But we find out, hold up, you get your ID. It's like you got an inheritance or something like that, a will. You can't claim it unless you get an ID. So the Lord gave us that spiritual ID. Now we can claim this inheritance that was promised. Go ahead,
God, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were.
Yeah, what is that talking about, man? We're going to take those captives who captives we were. Matter of fact, you got a precept? Get that in Revelation 13 real quick. So this is prophesying, this is foreshadowing what's going to come to pass. Now what we read is the results. When the smoke cleared and the dust settled, and you see, this is really talking about two people. This is talking about Jacob and Esau. See, go ahead.
Okay, this is the book of Revelation 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right, so if you had an understanding, good for you. Right, go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Yeah, so we patiently waiting on this to come to pass, which we right at the brinks, right at the cuffs of this devil being placed under our foot, right? So go ahead.
It said, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Yep, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrows and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Yeah, that's heavy because when you think about Israel, and in particular the so-called Negro, which a lot of these Negro-only Israelites, that's where they get tripped off over that. They look at a period piece of slave movie, they only see Jake, and they say, well, you know what? That somehow offset the land tribes. No. If you know anything about the tribes, Judah is the head tribe. So pretty much they're going to be thrust into the forefront. It's going to be more publicized what Judah have to endure, right? But that in no wise offset the fact that you had the land tribes as well as the Native Americans who was in captivity as well. Go ahead.
God, it says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressors ceased? The golden city ceased.
Yep, go ahead.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke.
Yeah, who that's talking about? That's talking about the so-called white man and his reign of terror, man. Right? Go ahead.
He that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth.
Yep, go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yet the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
And that's twofold, because the trees literally being cut down. You have deforestation. These devils cut down the trees at an alarming rate, and those trees also symbolize the nations. These devils cut down the nation. Matter of fact, continues.
Yeah, God. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
Yeah, that's not talking about the underworld. That's talking about a condition right there. That's why when you read, I think that's Matthew the 26th chapter. No, I think it's Matthew. It might be the 11th chapter. Yeah, Capernaum, Matthew 11, 26 or something. Where the Lord said, though Capernaum was exalted into heaven, it shall be brought down to hell. That's talking about a certain state, that those citizens. Right? Go ahead.
It said, it stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations, and they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Right, and you see that right now. You read Joel, the 3rd chapter.
Yep.
These different nations, they boasted in their arsenal. They jockeying for position. They flexing their muscle. So it's a level playing field now. it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know, that was a time when the so-called white man was waving his weaponry over the nations. You know, he had them shook, but now they have become weak as them. Yep. Meaning, it's a level playing field. See, go ahead.
It says, "Art thou become like unto us?
Mm-hmm.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave."
That's that pride.
That's it.
Go ahead.
"And the noise of thy bowels, the worm is spread under thee." Ooh. And the worms cover thee.
Yeah. You really go into that, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
If they are decaying, and then you got, Jacob, that worm prophesying and tearing this place down. Go ahead.
It says, "Art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer."
Right. So that Lucifer right there, when read without understanding, you can go to any so-called Christian and say, read that precept and say, who is that Lucifer? And they're going to say the devil, man. That Lucifer right there is talking about the so-called white man, and in particular, what you call the Illuminati, because that word Lucifer literally translates to illuminated ones. So that's talking about the chief house of the nation of Edom, who seized control of the planet Earth, thus fulfilling the prophecy spoken of in Job, the 9th chapter, the 24th verse. That's it. See? Go ahead.
Say, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?"
Right. How have you fallen from that higher state? How have you fell off? That's what Jacob say, right? Yep. Oh, he fell off. Yep. He fell off. That's what that means, man. They fell off. Okay? They're going to go from sugar to shit overnight, because once the destruction comes, a lot of these devils who had these manicures and they never really did any hard work, and if they did do any laborious activities, it was out of recreation. Yep. They might have wanted to rock climb or bungee jump. Guess what? They're going to be brought into hardcore slavery overnight. See? Go ahead.
It said, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Mm-hmm.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?"
Right. Yep. Because when you go back to they cut the trees, they weaken the nation. They cut everybody down. They put a covering cast over the veil over the earth. They gave you a McDonald's, right? Go ahead.
It said, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High."
Damn devil, man. That's why you see them push that. We often bring it out, that Big Bang Theory. They push that, so they can somehow offset the idea of there being another power besides them. Fucking devil, man. See, go ahead.
It said, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell."
Ooh, go ahead.
"To the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man?"
Right. It didn't say a spiritual being. Is this the man? Go ahead.
"Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?"
Right. Well, all these different airstrikes, these bombings, these assaults. They raided these different countries for their resources. They've actually made the earth to tremble. Go ahead.
"That did shake kingdoms."
Yeah.
"That made the world as a wilderness."
And
destroyed the cities thereof."
Right. That's what you did. You made the world a wilderness, man. The earth has lost its youth, its luster, its shine, and this is all under the watch of you devils. And guess what? It's a penalty for that. It tells you that in Revelation. What's that? Revelation 11 chapter?
Yep.
The Lord is going to destroy them that destroy up the earth. Who else do that go back to? That go back to the so-called white man. See? Go ahead.
It said, "That opened not the house of his prisoners."
Yep, he didn't let us go. Right? Go ahead.
"All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch."
Right, you're not going to get comforted. There's going to be a time where the other nations going to actually get their lands back. They're going to have to pay tribute to us. And I'm talking about in the kingdom of heaven. And that understanding is above the comprehension of just these guys that come up against us. They don't really understand the magnitude of what the scripture's talking about. They just look at this as a casual thing to get into, get some fringes, They don't understand what's at stake here, man. They don't understand that there's a kingdom prepared, man. Right? Go ahead.
It says, "But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword that go down to the stones of the pit, and as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land."
Yeah, what verse it is?
Verse 20.
Okay, cut.
It said, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Yeah, go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Yeah, prepare slaughter for his children. So these children right here will be dealing with the very Edomites that brought the drama to Israel, if you will, in the past. They back today. All right. So yeah, matter of fact, read that again, finish off and get your precept. You got something?
Yeah, this Isaiah 14:21. It said, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
So now the Lord have brought these devils back on the scene of the crime. That's why you notice these young devils, they the most fiery devils, man. You know, like they got this footage where of late, maybe what the last 10 years or so, you have this outbreak of these sororities and fraternities amongst these Edomites, these young devils going on these racial rants. Nigger, go back, you know. Them the most fiery ones. Now, I wanted to make that point because it shows you how bad the Lord is. Because think about it. Pay attention to this. That proves reincarnation in itself. You know why? Because if it was a thing about culture, they shouldn't be feeling that way. Like, it is not like they was born when we been on the back of the bus, no shit. They was born watching Michael Jordan and LeBron James and Beyonce and Jay-Z. So they shouldn't know nothing but that. They should be like, okay, hold up. Black people, cool. They equal. I was just in Starbucks with a black person. Why all of a sudden they come out of the womb in this generation, right? But they look at you like a nigga. You get what I'm saying? So if it was about culture change, these new Edomites, they wouldn't be with that. They'll be like, you know what? Okay, everything is everything, you know. Well, why do they hate you? Because those the same fire. That's the spirit of the same devils that was hanging you and castrating you. Them the young devils. They was the very ones that want you coming up in them damn diners. You know. So yeah, go ahead, get what you got. So that proves right there that you see what I'm saying. If it was about, okay, your spirit is new, then your spirit would be adjusted to how things is now. Certainly you wouldn't be racist right now because everybody's on the level, you know. So that proves that it's your spirit. That spirit is of old. That hatred in that spirit for Jake is always there. And that's why when you look up that word perpetual, it says long duration, you know, continuous. Go ahead.
God, this is Job 27:14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
Right. So the reason why you see Edomites here in the last days, they were set here on the scene of the crime to receive a judgment. We're in the time of the Lord's wrath, okay? That's going to be poured out with mixture. And that wrath going to be really geared towards Esau, man. Okay? And them same devils that you thought got away, you know, that put hell on Jake, and then they died with their children around them. Guess what? They woke up now in this time to receive that judgment, man. See? Read that again.
God, this Job 27:14. It said, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
See?
And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread.
See that? All right, do what you got.
Can I just put Ecclesiastes 8:11? Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Right, just because them devils didn't get it back then, do that mean somehow Yahweh Shemashah forgot? Go ahead.
It says, therefore the heart is like you. It says, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right, because these devils, they don't think that there's a day of reckoning, but it is. Okay, there's a day where the Lord's going to pay you back. And that's, you read 1 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, tell you how it's a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense or pay back them that trouble thee, right? Yep, so go ahead.
God, this is Sirach 41:5. The children of sinners are abominable children.
Right, so that's the offspring. You are your forefather, man.
That's it.
You know, go ahead.
And they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish.
Right, the inheritance of children, sinners shall perish. Now, the reason why we're bringing that up, because the Lord is a just power. He's not going to bring drama to a child for something his father did. Let's get that. You got some? Give me Psalm 6 and 10.
This is Ezekiel 18 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
What mean ye that ye use this proverb concerning the land of Israel, saying, the fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge?
Right. So let's simplify this. If I got my little one in the room with me and I eat a sour patch or some shit, his teeth is not gonna be set on edge. Mm-hmm. His face is not gonna ball up. He's not gonna feel the results of what I tasted, what I indulged in. Right? So the Lord is going to pay back the very ones that actually sold the drum. Mm-hmm. They're going to reap the same. Go ahead.
God, it said, as I live, said the Lord power, you shall not have occasion anymore to use this proverb in Israel. Mm-hmm. Behold, all souls are mine, mm-hmm. as the soul of the Father, also the soul of the Son is mine. Mm-hmm. The soul that sinneth. See, the soul that sinneth, go ahead. It shall die. It shall die. So the Lord is going to pay back the very ones that fed our little ones to alligators. Yep. The very ones that raped and ravished our women. That same devil going to get paid back, man. Mm-hmm. That's the comfort of the scriptures, man. Right. Hey, man, you better thank Yahweh Shema Shah for giving you that luxury, man. Mm-hmm. And it tells you that. Give me that real quick. 25 and... Oh, yeah, yep. Yep. That's it. Give me what you got real quick.
This is the book of Psalm 6 and verse 10. Let all my enemies be ashamed and sore vexed. Let them return and be ashamed suddenly.
Right, so the Lord is going to let these same devils return and be ashamed suddenly. They're going to be reincarnated. And again, that's why you see these devils back today. They here to receive their judgment, man. That's right. See? Go ahead. God, it's Rock 25 and 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. Mm-hmm. In the 10th, I will utter with my tongue. Yep. A man that have joy of his children. Yep. And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. Reincarnation, man. Because them devils wreak havoc on you. You ain't live to see it back then. Mm-hmm. But the Lord raised us up and gave us the luxury to see the fall of these devils, man. God. And that's what you're witnessing right now. Your ancestors, man, they wouldn't believe this if you was to tell them. Mm-hmm. You know? That this devil, man. Oh, it tells you that in Psalms. Matter of fact, go ahead and get that. You know that one, the 73. Oh, yeah. Because they didn't see this end of the time. They thought that this devil had a strong grip. They didn't think that this, and even to this very day, with what is going on, our people still think, you know, Esau is going to rule forever. Like this is a perpetual state. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. God, yeah, this Psalm 73, I'm starting 3. It said, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Mm-hmm. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. Yeah, and that's what our ancestors thought. They thought that they which it was. It was a point where their grip was firm. But now the Lord is loosening up that grip. And that's why we just read. These are wonderful things. 9 things that my heart be judged happy. And one of them is to see the fall of your enemies, man. And that make a lot of sense when you see, you know, everything that this man have done to us, man. You know, and to the planet Earth and to the animals as well. Yep. All right. Yeah, all right. Then back to Rock 41 and 6. He said, the inheritance of sinners. It said, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach. Is that 21, 29? First King. Okay. 21, 29. Yeah. So Rock 41 and 6 again. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach. It says, the children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. And yeah, man. And that's one of the main things. They say that's not us. But nigga, you been fending out for it, man. And that's you, man. You, like I said, you sowing, you reaping, you beat all our asses and all that. Now you coming back to eat the fruit of your labor, man. But guess what? It's 2 sides to it. You gonna have to eat that fruit, but that fruit is an ass whooping, man. At the end of the day, you know, you can't blame it on your forefather because you are your forefather. You the one that you experiencing the labors of your forefather, which is you. Like I said, you ate that grape. You want to taste that grape, man. You know. Which one of these devils gonna say, man, I'm gonna give you back my summer house, my villa in Costa Rica. You can have it, man, for with my forefather. Oh, like this bitch, man. I don't know if we're gonna play the video or not. That bitch, man. Right? She said, you know, our niche slavery was The fuck? Well, what is you talking about then?
Yeah,
she had a problem with taking down Andrew Jackson goddamn statue, but she said I admit slavery was. Well, which one is it, man? If you admit slavery wasn't right, then what the hell is you talking about? That's that forked tongue. That's so that you damn devils, man. And guess what? You're not going to accomplish what you set out to do.
That's right.
Don't give a damn how vehemently. Hey, the Lord put that spirit, that resilient spirit on that triumph spirit just to disappoint you, man. That's beautiful too.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
See, you had this disappointed look on your goddamn face, man. All right? Yep, you got that?
Okay.
Matter of fact, hold that, and we'll bring that back when we go back to song. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 16 real quick.
This book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and 16. As for the children of adulterers,
Right, so Esau, as for his children, right? Go ahead.
they shall not come to their perfection.
Right, they're not going to come to their perfection, man. With what they think they're going to do. They're going to establish their new world order and press the reset button. And we're going to go back to slavery, man. That's what they think. That's what they want. Hey, that's what they get off on. You know, Jake get off on gold, on stunt. Man, Esau get off on having you in captivity, man. Having you in derision, man. They get off on that. That's why they got these elaborate legislations and laws set up to keep Jake bumping up against the damn wall, right? But guess what? The Lord is eventually going to break the staff for the wicked. He's doing it right now. And your plots and your goddamn diabolical schemes is going to come to naught. Read that again.
God, it says, as for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection.
Right, so they back those same adulterers, those who came up, they back, but this time you're not going to go into come into perfection, man. Because the scriptures tell you that the Lord is going to cut you down as grass. That's right. In the book of Psalms, 37 chapter. Go ahead.
It says, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out.
See that?
That's it.
So they're going to be rooted out, right? Go ahead.
It said, for though they live long, yet.
Hold up. So hold up, man. These Edomites, because really, Edomites don't really have longevity like that. You know, they that's talking about the legs. That's talking about Esau's run. They had the longest run more than anybody when you go into the 3 installments. Because when you go into the 3 parts of men, we know it's you got 3 classes of men. You got the sons of the Most High, you got the sons of men, you got the sons of perdition. But then it also applies to the 3 parts. It's like a movie. Like 3 installments. You had the Greeks, the Romans, and you got this beast system. So this 3rd part of these devils is not going to go into fruition. See? But it says, though they live long. That's why, you know, we like, God damn, when were these devils? That's why you keep saying, the prophets kept asking, at this time, no, you got kids. Are we there yet? Are we there yet, man? And outside, like, look, man, it's blood, you know, the time of the seasons, man. Why? Because this has been a long run, man. But we at the end of it. That's why the scripture said, better is the end of the thing, man. Right? Go ahead.
Quick precept. This is Job 21:7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, are mighty in power.
Right. These devils ain't been running forever, man. That's why we go into other kingdoms. It's kind of far-fetched. Like, oh shit, the media Persian Empire. That's why nobody don't get off into all that. We've been so goddamn long ago, man. Right? Well, you did have a little time where you had the Byzantine Empire, you know. But it wasn't as emphatic, you know, as you know, these devils when they had people paying tribute to them and conquering the long land and shit like that. You know, they just took over the Roman Empire. Right? Yep, go ahead.
All right, back. Wisdom Solomon 3 and 17. It said, for though they live long, yet shall they be nothing, regarded. It said, in their last age shall be without honor.
Yeah, and the last age, this is the last installment.
That's it.
And the third part, right? They're gonna be without honor, man. Shame for spewing. Only glory. See? All right.
I said, or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial.
Right, which we have. Oh, and that right now we in trial. You believe you me, court is in session. Right. And nobody's comforting these devils. Nobody's coming to their aid. Nobody's coming up like a star witness to speak on behalf of this fucking devil, man. Matter of fact, he got co-defendants. He got his own people testifying against him. And that's in the scripture. You want to get that?
Yeah, this is Psalm 64.
That's why you have this saying, there's no honor amongst thieves.
That's it. Yeah, this Psalm 64 and 8, it says, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
Wait, so they're snitching on each other? The interrogation room, the Inquisition? Go
It
ahead.
said, all that see them shall flee away.
Yep. All right. Oh, no, hold that. Yep. Now let's go back to, you had any more?
Oh, yeah, just last verse.
Okay,
Verse 19, it says, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation.
Yeah, that generation goes into reincarnation, man.
Yep.
So what's the end of that generation? Now, what was the beginning? When it was kicking your ass, when it was going all the way back to the ancient Babylonian Empire, when it was pointing you out, and they were saying, raise it, raise it. Well, now we at the end of them same fucking devils. They hear the end now, right? And it's going to be horrible. It's a horrible end. Yep.
Yeah, that was on there.
That was it. So now let's go back to Isaiah 14. One more time.
Okay.
14, 21.
All right, this back in Isaiah 14 and 21. It said, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
Right. So when you prepare something, that's like anticipation. If I prepare a dinner for you, it's in the works. So that's a clue.
That's it.
How can I prepare something for them? I'm preparing it for them. The very one is, it's like saying prepare you for dinner for 8 o'clock for you being hungry at 7 o'clock. It's still you. You see what I'm saying? If you follow what I'm saying. Prepare this drama for these motherfuckers, but prepare when they come back as children. That's why when you read Hosea, the 4th chapter, it says, also forget your children. Right? So now, since we read that, let's get this real quick. We're ready to start. The point kind of been driven. Yeah, give what you got.
Okay, this is the book of 1 Kings 21 and 29. Says thou how Ahab humbled himself before me.
Right, so the Lord said, see how Ahab humbled himself before me? Go ahead.
Because he hath humbled himself before me, I will not bring evil in his days.
So the Lord said, I ain't going to bring evil in his days. Go ahead.
But in his son's days.
But in his son's days. Go ahead.
Will I bring evil upon his house?
So look, that means Ahab got away. No. He gonna bring it to Ahab when he come back, man. Give me Exodus. Let you have another precept. So this is how the Lord work, man. This is why the Lord is to be feared. And you have no control. You can't escape that. You wake up a little baby, no power in your hand. You at the mercy of somebody else. They gotta pick you up. They gotta feed you. Man, you can't escape, man. The Lord, the drama is on right there, man. You back for the judgment. Go ahead.
Exodus 20 verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, thy power am a jealous power.
Yep.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers.
Right. So when the Lord visits your iniquity, when? Upon
the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me.
So everything and Esau, you damn devils. That really that's gonna apply to you, man. Hard body. So the Lord is gonna visit you, man. You know?
Yeah, one more precept. This is Sirach 16:11. It says, and if there be one stiff neck among the people,
right, go ahead.
It is marvel if he escape unpunished.
So you think Andrew Jackson, you should marvel if Andrew Jackson get away from all that shit. The Indian Removal Act, the Trail of Tears, Christopher Columbus, you should marvel that the devil seemed to, got away. And even if they died some type of death of disease or whatever, right? Because I forget one of them damn president crazy ass, they bled themselves to death. They was trying to drain their blood. Stupid motherfucker, like he was trying to get rid of disease and he drained himself. Yeah. Look, even though that seems like, a crazy death, that ain't no. He's gonna get it, man. That's why the Lord said, if you marvel if one stiff neck among the people go up unpunished. So again, this is the comfort. Matter of fact, you got some? Give me Ecclesiastes, the 4th. You already in Ecclesiastes?
That's right. Ecclesiastes,
the 4th chapter.
Icon.
Okay. And again, this is what contributes to our comfort, man. Because you got Jakes out there, they don't like to watch period piece. They don't want to watch no movie about slavery. They'll get to work, cuss everybody out. They got an attitude. You know what I mean? I ain't with it today, bro. You know what I mean? When George Floyd got killed, a lot of niggas got back to work the next day. Hey man, I ain't playing today. You know what I'm saying? He got emotional about it. But see why? Because you don't see that proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. The Lord have granted us that luxury. That's why Yahweh said, "Blessed are your eyes, for they see." Right? Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I return and consider all the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of such as were oppressed.
And that's dealing with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And those tears come in the form of a wide range of examples. When another so-called unarmed black man shot and you march and Al Sharpton pop up, that's a form of tears. You crying out, right? Go ahead.
It said, and they had no comfort.
And they had no comforter. And we know what the comforter is. The comfort is the scriptures. They got a Bible, but they don't have the manual that comes with it. You know, like we said, like if I give you a bike and it's in shambles, you got to put it together. You got to have the manual. I could give you a Bible, but this Bible comes with a manual, a spiritual manual that put the pieces together. So they got a Bible, but they don't have a comforter. There's a spirit of comfort that comes with the scriptures. See, go ahead.
It said, and on the side of their oppressors there was power.
Yeah, the so-called white man. This man has power, right? Go ahead.
But they had no comfort.
Yeah, but our people had no comfort, all right? So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, you brothers out there laboring in his work. Continue pushing out this gospel in all true faith and sincerity, as well as you believers out there, the Akim and the Aqua, the brothers and sisters of light. Subscribe to this truth as well. Till the next time, Shalom.
Shalom. DTA, a Bible ball.